Well, folks, the Leafs lose another one. They fall 6-2 to the New York Rangers tonight. The game had just wrapped up with the empty netter there. And now that puts the Leafs at a 6-game losing streak heading into tomorrow's trade deadline. And I have to be honest, I don't know really what to say with this team. I'm kind of out of words. I've been out of words since November. They will enter the deadline tomorrow with one mission: sell, sell, sell. Sell it all. Trade everybody. If you can get what you got for Nick Waugh, which was a first and a fifth, conditional albeit, but a first and a fifth for a player, you can get a lot done tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to determine where this Leafs team goes in the next 5 years. Tomorrow is going to be whether this management finally gets over this hump of unable to make decisions. They haven't made a decision quickly, thoroughly, and correctly in over 15 years. I'm going to say that again. This management group has not made a correct, quick, or right decision in 15 years. These Leafs spent 9 years in the playoffs, and the furthest they ever got was game 13 against the Florida Panthers, which resulted in the loss of one of the franchise's best players in Mitch Marner. Funny enough, whose return just got expanded on with the Waugh deal. I want to see Scott Laughton traded. I want to see Bobby McMann traded. I want to see Oliver Ekman-Larsson traded. I want to see Max Domi traded. I want to see Simone Benoit traded. I would entertain a goalie trade. And by first and foremost, I want to see Craig Berube fired. He's lost the room. There was a clip going around on Twitter where he was yelling at the bench. I didn't watch the full game, so I'm not sure exactly when it was, but no reaction. Just the players, they hear him, but they don't hear him. And they've tuned him out. I think they've tuned him out for a long time now. And it's time. It's time. That guy's not going to get any message across that needs to be. And although management has come out and said that, oh, well, we didn't equip Berube with the right tools. They said that. The tools that have been here aren't listening to him. The tools that are going to be here aren't listening to him. What makes you think that they will listen next year? Why? Does next year matter more? Did it matter more in September? Were we thinking about 2027? Or were we thinking about the 2026 playoffs, which the Leafs should be competing in? We should be buying at this deadline. But we aren't. And hockey's a sport, and sports can do this to you. They can do this to your franchise. They can do this to you as a fan base. So the sooner you come to terms with that, the better and faster this will be. I don't think we need a rebuild. A lot of people are coming out and saying that the Leafs need to rebuild and Matthews needs to be traded or at least talked about in trades or at least entertained, especially with the rumor with the LA Kings. You do not trade a guy who's debatably your franchise's best player. Respectfully, you don't do that. Especially after he came out and said that he doesn't mind a retool, as in he's not going to be completely turned off by this team and he's going to demand out. Now, with that said, does this fan base have an appetite for going through the exact same thing we went through with Mitch Marner, where the Leafs chose to hang on to their star player? I'm going to go out on a limb and say no. We don't want that. But I think the case is a bit different here with Matthews. Obviously, 70 goal potential. We saw him hit 69 with the Leafs in the 23-24 season. Hasn't looked the same. Although there have been glimpses, it is not the same. It is not the same player. And there is injuries involved. Obviously, you're not moving him at this deadline. I could see you talking to other teams in the summer. I could see that happening. It depends on how far you want to go with this. And a lot of that has to do with what you do by tomorrow, 3 p.m. So unless they turn this around by tomorrow and have a magical retool where a young guy's coming back with term at a good cap hit, which the Leafs just can't get for some reason, unless they build it up themselves with Matthew Nyes, this team's going nowhere. And not only is this team going nowhere, this team has nowhere to go. By 3 p.m. tomorrow, change will be made. Players will be dealt. And picks or young prospects will be added to this team. And it's going to sting because it'll mark the death of an era. It'll mark the death of a decade of Leafs who failed, who were once told that multiple cups would be coming their way and that a parade should be planned. And the furthest that they ever got was the end of round 2. Unfortunately, this decade has been filled with disappointment. It's been filled with anger. And it's now going to be filled with loss. And the only thing we'll have left is what could have been.